Good evening, everyone. I am VSC Cheese, back for another SuperCoach Hub podcast on Wednesday night. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by Holden this fine Wednesday. Mate, how have you been?
Hey, yeah, I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me, even though I'm doing abysmal this year.
Mate, it only weighs up. This is where you speak about where you are, and then we come back in 20 weeks' time and you go, I'm now ranked first.
I need therapy, bro. That's what I need.
Maybe that's what we're doing tonight, guys. Maybe we just consult and make it feel world a better place. Do you have a lounge you can lay on?
Nah, not at the moment. Not in here.
It's okay. We'll online therapy, just half price.
I'm gonna do this. Got like an $800 chair.
You have 2 flexes. The chair goes back and $800.
Sorry, my bad.
It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, how'd you go this week, mate?
I went 11, 13. Not horrible, not great. No. Was all right. Pretty far down in the rankings though. I'm at 24K.
I mean, look, it was a pretty shit week for everyone, and I assume Turbo, correct?
No. So I sold Turbo 2 weeks ago. I did the right move. I captained Garrick though.
I mean, look, it was a worthwhile play. You know, if you just need him to turn into Herbie Farnworth again.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I mean, I had a 12-21, so that was a nice little week. I think Payne Haas has signified the captaincy for me for until Origin.
It's getting a little bit boring. Hey, I feel like I should just start doing that. Forget about it.
I never thought I'd be captain Payne Haas like 4 or 5 weeks in a row, and yet it's going to turn out just captaining him. He's just safe. He doesn't get injured. He probably will now. I'm sorry, everyone, but like, you don't have to worry too much. Plus, I mean, he's got the upside of Reece Walsh of the current state of that team.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, mate, when you saw TLT this week, was there anything that really shot out of your minds, or was it one Panthers player still in that starting lineup?
No, yeah. So Jenkins obviously being there was great. Even better, I couldn't sell Casey McLean last week, so I've still got him in my side, and he's back in the team. So that was a happy little bonus. Other than that, not too much. It seemed like a pretty tame TLT. I don't like Billy Smith still lingering around there.
Yeah, that's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah,
bit scary. It's yeah, I would have preferred him to be out because I don't think Marky Mark gets dropped. He's been on fire with his attack lately, and Toa's been, he's been better with the defense, but I don't think he's made up with it too much as Marky has in attack.
Yeah, and I don't get people who say it's going to be Young. Like there's just no chance.
I mean, it'd be nice if it was, but there's no possibility of that happening at all.
No.
So yeah, everyone should be on Billy Smith watch. I mean, if Toa gets dropped, see someone we move off to 300K. It's just kind of that ugly money stage, really.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's going to be an interesting watch on what's his name, the Groot, this week.
Yeah.
He's CTW only, I believe. Scored about a 20 something last week. Wasn't great, but first game, that's fine. Playing fullback, 80 minutes, keeps his role. Might be a decent downgrade.
Yeah, 21 with a try contribution as well, so not the best in a 80-minute game. But I mean, hey, he only needs one decent score fullback in 80 minutes, and the cash starts flowing.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it wasn't too exciting. Latrell Mitchell back at center.
And centers.
It's finally happened. I mean, he's probably the best center in the world when he wants to be. So, be interesting to see how long he's there.
I'm never trusting Wayne Bennett ever again. Hey, all week he was like, he's playing fullback for the rest of the year. He's my number one fullback. Next minute.
Mate, right? Wayne Bennett or Brad Arthur, because they both lied to us in the past 2 years. Yeah, it's weird. Like Troll being back is good, obviously, for everything, but it'd be great if he plays 3 games. But I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep an eye on Troll for these next few weeks. Hopefully,
I reckon even if he gets his 3 games, but then he goes back to fullback for the rest of the rounds up until 12, and there's no possibility of him going back to center, it doesn't look likely. He's not going to get the duel.
I think they put out that he needs for 3 games from here and now. It's just whether or not they'll give it to him if he's named fullback that week straight after.
Yeah.
I think they do. Do they do duels on a Monday? Or it's either Monday or Tuesday they do it, so could depend.
It's at lockout, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, best case scenario, he has an absolute poo stinker this week, drops cash for next 2 and gets CTW duel and goes back to fullback. So I wouldn't complain too much if that happened. But look, mate, you said you're in a bit of a SOS. Are we should we go through your team and your likely trades this week and see exactly what we can make work?
All right, sure. Wait, before we do that, we need to talk about the cash cow.
Yeah, the cow room.
Because we're doing a promo, guys, for everyone watching. We've done it a couple of weeks before, a couple times now. We've had one winner so far. Basically, we're going to say some random phrase or a word during the podcast, and all you got to do is jump on the Discord and just in the general NRL server. If you repeat the phrase, if you figure out what the phrase is and have a guess, and if it's right, one of the moderators or admins will DM you, and you'll get a nice $50 bonus into your bank account, which I think, Cheese, you've mentioned before with inflation means pretty much jack all. But hey, $50 is $50.
I just remember McDonald's.
So we're doing it again this week. Look, as a extra tip, it's going to be me saying it. I'm going to say a phrase about a player at some point during this stream. And if you guess it, I will hit you up.
I mean, $50 is pretty nice of it. I'll take that happily. I mean, I could take an hour off work and not have to worry. Be good. It's food for the weekend. Food for the footy boys and ladies. But shall we bring your team up?
Straight into sports, but yeah,
straight. Mate, turn a 50 into 100 real quick.
That's it.
So, mate, take us through what you're thinking this week.
Sure. Can you guys see that? Can you see it all right?
Yeah. It's fine.
All right. Let me undo my trades. All right. So this is the monstrosity that I've cooked up in the preseason. Well, no, there's obviously been changes, but I've got Starling and Pakes in hooker, which is fine, serviceable for now. Pakes still has a -4 BE, great. Starling, I don't know, probably has 1 or 2 weeks left in him before he leaves my side. Started the year with White, very glad I did. Started the year with May, very glad I did. Turbo became Haas for me at some point. Or Turbo became Arthur's, and then Goss became Haas, which I'm very glad about. Yeah, super good trades. And then we get to the front row, and this is where I have gone off the rails a little bit. I've got Nick Caratino, Horsburgh, Hopgood, Watson, and Hubner. I don't know why. I don't know what possessed me, but I've decided to start the year with Hopgood and Nickera, and this is what's debilitating my team. I would love to kick
out.
I don't know. The Hopgood thing, I feel like everyone was pretty semi-keen on the preseason.
Yeah.
No one was that keen on Nickera, but I just wanted to be like, this is my 1% or 2%.
Mate, it was a good pod, though. I mean, if I told you that in the first 4 games, Nickera scored 3 tries, you'd think, oh, man, he's averaging 75 to 80.
Yeah, but now he needs to try to get to 60. Fuck. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with these 2 dunderheads yet. Got Cleary and Sandon Smith in the halfback, pretty stock standard.
Yeah.
Dewey and Metcalf in 5/8. I sold Dylan Brown last week. Tui, Garrick, Arthur, Shibasaki, McLean, which is, that was my happy bonus, getting him back this week. Purdue, Toa. And I got Palmer, Paps, and Ayongi at the fullback/flex. So that's where I'm sitting.
Right?
Sorry?
You held McLean from Vegas, right?
Yeah. I've held McLean
Yeah.
through with Vegas. It's been a little bit up and down. He got his 4 and his HIA week 1. Didn't play week 2. Played. No, sorry, he did play a week 2 because they had a extra week over. Then he went 72-66, which was great. And then he got dropped. And now he's back.
Yeah, but what a game to come back against, at least.
Yeah, cows. So I need Jenkins, obviously. That's the first thing I was thinking. I think the straightforward thing here for me would be Arthur's to Jenkins. What do you think?
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm giving Arthur's about 1 week just because I'm like, it's against the Tigers. If he goes big, great cash flow again. If he goes, 30-ish again, he doesn't lose too much. So for me, I've gone for about 1 week extra, but Arthur's to Jenkins is the most popular trade for a reason. That's because you're getting rid of someone who's most likely maxed out for potential cash take already for someone who's, he scores a 90 this week and goes up 200K, I believe. So like, I can't put it past you. And Tupelotu is just, aside from last week, obviously against the Storm and the weather, he's got a hot hand at the Dragon with Guffo going left all the time.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't think I've got the luxury of holding Arthur's at the moment, just because I need to fix up my 5/8. I can't. I've got a busted Doi and Metcalf on a bye. I'm not.
You don't really have any other CTW problems either, anyway. Like they're going to make cash as well.
Exactly right. I think like most of them are serviceable, depending on who they're playing. CTW will be something I'll have to fix in the coming weeks. But yeah, the first thing is for me, I feel obvious. Go to Jenkins.
Yeah. And while we're on Jenkins too, I mean, the kid has come out and, obviously these CTWs, they might get one good game as a cheapie in the cash gens, good for a few weeks, and we usually get them in. Jenkins is just turning out to be a solid, buy and play pretty much. I mean, a 91 and a 69 for minus 94 break even. Like, the 91 score definitely inflated, had 3 try assists, but the 69 was just base and power.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's looking like a great option for the next Cowboys, Dolphins, Roosters, and Manly. Not very strong defensive teams on edges, so he's looking great for the next few weeks as a play as well.
Yeah, I think it's a no-brainer. Everyone's getting Jenkins in.
Yeah, I've seen too many people not get him in this week.
Really?
Jeez. I've had a few going, do you get him in? I'm like, yes, you get him in. It's Thomas Jenkins. Do not overthink this right now. The break even.
100%. And then this is where I get a little bit off the rails, because I'm trying to figure out what I need to do here, right? Because I want to go. Everyone's jumping on Campbell, and I'm semi-keen. I don't have Munster either, and I can go Munster. But one of the things I was kind of looking at with Munster is, obviously the draw is getting really good, and Hughes is potentially back this week or next. But is he a little bit on fraud watch? Because I looked at his scores last week; it was all right, but then it was like it was a wet game. There was a lot of tackling needed to be done, etc. But the 2 games before, he's had 3 try assists each game.
Yeah.
With Para, he had 3 line breaks, 3 line break assists. Sorry.
Yeah, 4 of those 3 try assists as well, and then gets the 3 try assists for next week with no line break assists. So it's like fraud watch. I don't know.
Is that probably a strong word?
I wouldn't go Munster as a fraud. Not yet, at least. No. If he does one more where it's just purely assists, then probably. But it's the thing for me with Munster, and mainly that whole Storm spine, is just there's too many chefs in the kitchen. Like, one of them always has to take a back seat in a game. Thankfully, Munster's being the one delivering mainly the final blows in plays. It's just, it could be very rough if it's Hughesy 1 week that just delivers those final blows.
Yeah, which is, I feel like the second half of last year, it was mainly Hughes, right?
Hughesy came around with Shell a lot last year.
Yeah.
I think it's tough because to Cam Munster, he's, for what we know he can do, he's still underpriced, especially in a pretty dire 5'8" position. But
yeah,
JC's such a great player because he just takes the ball whenever he wants it, and he'll play eyes up footy. That's the best thing about him. He'll find points.
Yeah, I agree. And with no Kenny, probably takes, I guess, receives more of the ball more often and creates more himself as well. Goal kicking, obviously. It feels like he's got a few tons in him this year, and I don't want to miss the boat.
No, I mean, when we look at it, so in the first 2 games with Kinney, Kinney had a 33 and 38 touches for our first games. The group with a 25, and Brimo and JC basically just shared the touches more. 45, 49, 51 for Campbell. So he's definitely sharing it with Brimson, but he seems to be getting a lot more of our attacking opportunities than Brimo is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, JC, I think JC's. I love the JC pick, just not for 700k. It's so much for him, in my opinion, right now.
Yeah, and here's the big heartbreaker for me, right? Because I really want to do something about Hopgood or Nicker. I feel like maybe I'll give Nicker another chance. We'll piss off Hopgood because his minutes are a bit dog water and all over the place. But the one guy I want, which would be Katoa, I'm like that short.
It just doesn't work with Campbell.
Yeah. Even if I do Metcalf, like 2.8k away, and it's like a bit of a heartbreaker. So I could do Munster, get Katoa, stock up on some Melbourne players, but I don't know. Is it worth the boost? What do you think?
I love Katoa. He's my favorite second rower. Like he's
good, yeah.
Like, yeah, he scores attacking stats and it helps, but you feel like he gets it. He's going to get one every single game. He's just, especially on kicks too, he just picks them up like nothing. I mean, do you see a way next week where Katoa loses cash and you can make the difference?
I don't think it matters about like where you think Katoa loses cash next week and I can do it easy.
Or do you think like one of your other players, like, there's no like De Groot. If he comes out and fires, you could, you make that downgrade. 50K. Yeah, you make that 50K up then.
Yeah. So I guess I thought about that too. But like one of the things that I didn't want to do is then like I've already booked in my trades for next week.
Back yourself into that corner. Yeah, and if De Groot doesn't get that cash, you're kind of stuffed.
Correct. And like if I get an injury or something that happens into like a player that's like in my 13, for example, then again I'm stuffed.
Yeah, like look, for me, if you have to get Katoa in this week by boosting or potentially not get him in for 2, 3, however many weeks, it's 100% worth the boost.
Fuck. All right,
it's 100% worth the boost. Like, because you're locking Katoa there for the whole season, essentially, barring injury. Like, you don't have to worry about him.
That's true. And it's like it's such good origin cover, and they've got such a soft draw coming up. Like all the signs say yes. It's just like there's this one little voice at the back of my head that's going, "Hey, dickhead, that's your third boost."
Like, and that's the thing too, though. If like say,
and is that worth a boost?
It is, because most of the time, like we saw a lot last year when Husey did have those very good games. Katoa was a big part in that. If you kind of decreasing the bad side of Munster, where if Husey takes over that game, Katoa likely benefits more than anyone else. So you get that upside there, and you cops just saw from Munster, but at least you get that benefit still. It's a very weird double stack in a way.
Yeah. You know what? I think the way to go about this is I might just let the masses decide and put up a poll on
Discord.
Yeah, put a poll up on Discord.
And that's a great initiative too. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord and you can decide this man's team right now this week. You could be the difference maker in him having a miraculous comeback and winning 50k, or
Charity's going to create 7,000 accounts and make me trade Talakai again.
He's going to create 7,000 accounts and go, don't go Munster, go Luke Brooks. That's what he's going to
doing well, charity. 3,000.
Isn't it ranked free?
Ranked 3,000.
Ladies and gentlemen. Charity, are you doing your team? Are you secretly just watching games, analyzing data? What are you doing?
I reckon he's uploading data to ChatGPT every day. Getting ChatGPT to make his trades for him.
ChatGPT, what trade should I do this week? I have a hunch Turbo's going to be injured. I would trade him out today, Charity. No, look, Charity's been actually going quite well this week, this year. I've been keeping track of him because I'm like, how are you higher than me? I don't get it. I really don't. But he's made really good moves. He's really good moves.
I picked, like, one of my best mates at work. I picked half of his team for him before round 1. And now he's in, like, the top 1.5K or something. And he's, like, posting it in the group chat every week. And I'm like,
you're just human, eh? It's for worse because, like, I feel like when it's our teams, we put so much time and effort into it. We don't want to take the unnecessary risk. And when someone else will, like, you know what? I've got a gut feeling. Go with it. And it works out.
Oh, 100%.
I
feel like I might have become a victim of, like, overcooking my brain in the preseason. But, no, it is what it is.
That's the thing. I mean, I might actually bring up my team and we can go through what I'm thinking. Because
sure,
I'm kind of in a bit of a pickle as well at the moment. Let me get this up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, beautiful. Hang on. This is the fun of having 2 different size monitors. Can you see that right?
Not really.
If I zoom in, how's that?
Yeah, I can make it out now.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, basically my issue, I'll reverse my trades real quick, is that I made a very good move last week, and I brought in KO Iro. And come halftime, I was absolutely cheering. I was going, I'm a genius. This is great. I backed my gut. It worked out. And I get a notification on my phone because I was at the game, and someone's like, oh, what happened to Iro? I'm going, oh, he's killing it. What do you mean what happened to him? Oh, they just said something with his hamstring. Ruined my night. Absolutely. Yeah. If not losing was worse, just ruined my night. 61 at halftime. So I now have the KO Iro to go. Jason Saab is pretty much an absolute lock for me.
Wait, when did you buy Saab? Was it when he had that ridiculous BE, or did you have him before?
It was a ridiculous BE. It was I was like, you know what? Even against Para, even without Turbo, I'm sure he picks up 1 try, and it just rolls on a little bit longer than it should. And,
yeah. So it would have been the same week I would have bought Toy.
Yeah. So it didn't work out. I'm lucky I had a plan. Thankfully, Jenkins has come up and changed it. So it's Saab to Thomas Jenkins for me. I mean, it's an absolute lock. But now my biggest issue is I have 2 players I can go KO Iro to. And that's one, Reece Walsh, who I can get essentially, I think, bottom dollar. You know, he's been bad and still putting up 55s to 60s. He's been pretty bad doing it. So I'm sure he gets a pretty nice score soon. Or I do something hot and I go KO Iro to Herbie Farnworth.
So what, you want a CDW in flex?
No. So I can either bring in Walsh at I can bring in Walsh.
So Walsh or Herbie.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter which one's a flex, but it's the thing is for me.
How much does that leave you in the bank at the moment?
If I do Herbie, right now I've got about 400k, 399. Yeah.
Damn.
So because my idea, I don't do as I say and not as I do, everyone. Because for me, I like to plan my trades a few weeks ahead to keep me on track. Because for me, in 2 weeks' time, next week maybe even, Seyfarth goes to Fifita, and then White gets an upgrade to 2RF keeper.
I don't know if I'm going to sell White. Like I might keep him through Origin because I
really want to keep him.
The Roosters' schedule is so good, and if we assume that Lindsay Collins and what's his face Crichton go to Origin,
yep,
it'd be a good hold.
He's a great hold. We Late Mail myself said early in the season, if he gets the starting spot, he's a must. All he needs are those minutes, and he's shown it. He's great with the minutes he gets. The only problem is, I don't want him in 2RF because my goal is Tino, Fifita, Horse, and Katoa.
Yeah.
And then, maybe an Olo or whoever's cheap at that stage. But I can't put him in front row forward because, I've got Haas, Fanil, Blake, and May.
How good is May? 80 minutes, 92. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I thought I was doing well with the Haas captaincy, and I saw him at halftime when he's going to hit 100 here. Surely he hits 100.
Yeah, I can't say this enough, boys. Terrell May is the absolute Terminator.
It's crazy what he does. He's just so fit. Like Haas and him are so different in their approaches. Haas still has that bit more power in his running game, whereas May, he'll just make 20 more tackles than Haas will. They're so good.
He's in a worse team. He needs to make more tackles.
Yeah, which is also the best thing about it. He gets more tackles.
Yeah. But, can I tempt you with an Iro to a Teddy or something? Have you thought about that?
I'll listen to Teddy. I'm not big on Teddy, but I want to hear it.
Well, I don't have too much to say about this. I was just saying, have you thought about Teddy? I don't know. He's probably. What's the chances of him going to Origin? Probably slim, as long as Edwards is.
It's slim. Yeah.
Cooking.
It's slim. Look, he's been quite well in games. 83 with no attacking stats. So it's insane.
Yeah, he's doing absolutely fine. Like we can, I feel like you can always just disregard the first game.
Oh yeah, of course. Teddy's doing Teddy things. He's up and down at times.
Yeah, 100%. And we've already established that the Roosters have a really good buy schedule.
Yeah.
Is he going to come down a lot in price moving from here? Probably. Not too much. I'd say 50, 70K over the next 3-4 weeks.
The issue for me is it's kind of at price. So basically with Arthurs and Sheba, obviously I'm hoping Arthurs does well again next week, because if he does, cash in flows and I can, likely move him to Herbie. If I do go that Walsh route, I can go to Arthurs to Herbie in 2 weeks or 3 weeks probably after that Panthers game. The problem will be is if Arthurs cracks it again, then I'm kind of going, when's Lucas back? Who's the options? Because it just kind of leaves me in that awkward place. Whereas with Herbie, if I do bring Herbie in this week, it's more cash and it may affect, say, a White to, Ola or something like that. But I'm sure White is going to make enough cash to come close to a straight swap to one of them, or even Nikra or something like that.
Yeah. What's Herbie's schedule like?
So he's got Titans into Storm Panthers. So Titans, he could go massive. But Storm Panthers, they could just starve him of the ball. Great base power, but he could just be starved of it. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not worth it. I reckon, have you thought about, getting in a Cleary or a...
I can't go Cleary after my post.
Oh, really?
I can't. What did you... I just don't... I think Cleary is still the best halfback in the comp. I just think he's a lot closer to Nico and other halfbacks now, and I just don't like that shape. I really don't like that shape. He doesn't drift far enough to get the attacking points.
Yeah, fair enough. Have you thought about going with the crowd? What about Gutho and Paps?
Gutho, I'm very intrigued at. I think he's
a captain choice this week as well.
Yeah, I think he's a season-long keeper. How much is Gutho, actually?
740 something, I think.
Yeah. It still allows me to do my other trades. It's just one of those ones where I'm going to have to sacrifice it. I'm thinking too far ahead. I do love the Gutho pick. He is in everything too. He loves that left
versus
side.
Para at
he goes
massive
as well. He goes massive this week. There's no chance he doesn't go and then into the Titans. So
I think there's no chance that he doesn't score a try this week either. Like, Jesus Christ.
yeah, I mean, he hasn't done McGafferino yet. So like, you'd think he scores a try and does it this week. Like, you'd think that happens. And Paps is one of those ones where I just I could absolutely do Paps, and I would love to own Paps, but I hate owning Paps because it makes me hate watching him play. I just hate.
I feel the same way. Like I missed the really good old days. Well, not like they weren't that long ago, but just having Paps goal kicking every week, you're confident he was going to go like 100 plus.
Yeah,
it's just so good having him in your side.
Like, it's not even a fact I don't think he does well. I think he's very much on track to be a top fullback again this year for SuperCoach. It's just the fact that every time he gets up wobbly or he takes a hard hit, my heart drops and I go, like, not again. I just want to see him playing. And every time I've owned him, he's been injured with one of those freak injuries. I feel like I'm a curse.
I think everyone's in the same boat, dude, for the last couple of years.
Yeah, so
I'd love to see Hughes come back this week early, and then
without
anyone knowing, he's just kicking off the tee, off their first try, and you're like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, well, that was the thing too. Like on his podcast, he was saying that like it wasn't so much of a he's been restricted kicking on that. It was just like wish he came up. It's like I'll go kick this week. He's like, yeah, go ahead, bro. So like it was more of a like, oh yeah, cool, I'll take it if you need me to. Yeah, have at it. So you can still kick.
Yeah,
it's just I think if when do they play actually? They're the Sunday game, and if I just look here, Hughes is 22. So we should know in 24-hour cuts if Hughes is going to be in or not. You'd think. So like,
yeah,
if
by that time, sorry, go on.
Well, if Hughes comes in, I go straight to Paps. If he's stays out, I could just go to Walsh and just play Walsh.
So wait, you're going to find out by 4 p.m. Saturday in 24-hour cuts if Hughes is in.
So because Hughes is at 22, usually it's 18, 19 stay in for that hour cut. Oh, well, 19, 20 to 18. So, yeah, we should know. Like, if Hughesy is still there, you'd think he's a good chance to play. He could still very well be pulled, but, like, if he's cut completely, it kind of makes Walsh a lot easier.
Yeah, so you'd have to, if you're doing that for Iro, you'd have to do the Iro trade before 8 p.m. tomorrow to, I guess, Walsh. And then if Hughes is revealed as, I guess, starting.
Oh, shit, we are. Yeah, I didn't even realize we played, I didn't even realize we played tomorrow night.
Yeah, but you can move it to Walsh straight away,
yeah.
Right? So you can move to Walsh, that was your original idea. And then, like, if you see Hughes entering the team, you could be like, all right, so that probably means Paps is maybe kicking and take the punt on Paps by moving Walsh to.
It's just so hard not to go all in on Walsh against the Tigers. Like, no offense, but like,
no, that's all right, man. We've been copping it for like 14 years. It's all good.
Yeah, like, it's one of those things is that you'd think Walsh has to finally come back and have a big game.
Yeah, this has to be his bounce back game, right? Like, it's an injury. Like, we don't have our $1.2 million 7.
Yeah.
This has to be it.
The thing that scares me with Walsh is, say for example, this isn't, that game. When's that game going to come? Like, how much can we take of him just being terrible? Because we said it last week, it's not like he's making these, massive mistakes or he's just playing bad. It's just these simple 1%ers where he just catches it or misses a pass.
Yeah, I agree.
It's it's tough. I mean, I might even just have to go Herbie early and just rely on base power, but it's not a fun week. I really wanted to not trade. I really hoped Iro was just a 2-week hold.
Yeah.
But
Iro should have been like the pod trade of the round.
Well, yeah, I mean,
almost the season.
Like, my idea was like, I'll game in now. It's a wet weather game, more base for him. Back's running a little bit more. and then keep him for the season. And now I have to gain back in, but thankfully we've got Jenkins and Shibasaki who should come. Jenkins could be 400k at the end of this week.
Yeah,
I think that's we have to touch on this.
Yeah, we do.
How do you not have Haas?
How are you so far up there without Haas?
Yeah, how are you so far up?
Absolute.
Who have you been captaining?
It's been paying someone off. I'm going to go back and recalculate every single one of his players' scores and make sure he's really where he's supposed to be.
I don't understand how you don't have Haas. And it's like he's 843k, but I think you still got to get him in.
Do you is it like? Do you actually have to? Do you reckon?
You know what? If he was coming up against Storm or someone like that in the next 2 rounds, I'd probably say you could probably wait.
Yeah.
Probably wait. They'll probably find a way to minimize his impact. They usually do. He's going up against the Tigers forward pack, so not great.
I mean, we got a decent forward pack.
Forward pack's great. For forward pack, your forward pack is just really solid in their communication with D. The problem is though, Hunt and Reynolds likely just kicks early, turn you guys around to take the sting out of May. Like they'll probably just do sets on May most of the game to take the sting out.
Yeah, fair.
And they'll just and then he comes up against the Roosters, and we saw what happened with him running a Sandon Smith and Chad Townsend. NZ decent forward pack. It's just whether or not Metcalf's solid indeed. Like they're probably the best one out of that 3-week run, and then he comes into Dogs Panthers.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. I shouldn't have asked the question. Yeah, you get Hassan.
Yeah, you just got to get him in. He's one of those ones where you get him in, you don't trade him even for Origin. Like it's just not worth taking that risk.
Yeah, it'll be too hard to get him back, I reckon.
Yeah, it will be. Like, I mean, who says he doesn't? I mean, he's never looked fitter, in my opinion. So, like, who says he doesn't come off Origin, puts up a 90 plus, and you go and he's made more cash? Like, Charity has May, Big Red, and Tino.
Charity, how would you get Haas? I think you got to take that into consideration.
Yeah, can you put in how you would actually look at getting Haas? I don't understand this. How are you so high?
He's a fraud. He's an absolute fraud.
Charity, how are you so high about Haas? Like, and who's in your 2RF? If Tino's at your front row, because like I think most people are about the same. Like Tino at that 2RF right now.
I think I'm in a league with him, right? So he's got Olakuatu, Nicholson, Fini Fuiaki, Wong, Hubner. And he had Tino in his second row last week. He had Gula in his front row.
Yeah, I'd have to find a way for Wong up. Because Nicholson can jag a try or two. And he gets
Is Wong still playing 80 minutes? I haven't been keeping track of him.
Let's take a look.
He's played 80, 67 minutes. I don't think you need to get rid of Wong. It's not a no.
Oh, no. I thought he's only got a 15 break even. I thought it was a lot higher than that.
Arthurs to Jenkins, Gula to Haas. Yeah, lock that in, 100%. If you're doing Gula to Haas, 100%.
That's yeah.
Don't look.
Why even? Yeah. Don't ask anyone. Just do it and delete the app so you don't reverse it.
Yeah.
We do have a good question actually. Do you get AFB instead of Haas at this stage with Tarpany?
No.
I get the thought process.
Yeah, I did too. AFB is going to be used situationally, right? He's not going to be used as that big power player every week.
It's weather dependent. It's game situation dependent. Like that's the thing. What was it? Who did we play the week before? Was it? Hang on. It was South. So yeah, South. Yeah. I was at that game. It was about 27 degrees with the sun just pinging down on the field, and he played 49 minutes. And that's what he's generally been playing. Vegas, 53 minutes. I think that was a bit kind of expected, to be honest. And then Cowboys, the Heat up there, plays 50. South, the sun pinging down forwards, having a bunch of work to get through. He plays 50. And in a game where the Sharks are losing, it's raining, it's not hot, it's night, he comes out and he does 71. Haas is doing what AFB is going to be doing in any type of weather.
Yeah.
Like, Haas is just you game in because he's gonna do everything you need. Where with AFB, you're banking on 65 plus minutes, and if he doesn't get 65, you need to try.
Yeah, I completely agree. And
Tarpany's
Charity, if you want,
out.
if you want Tarpany so bad, I reckon you go Wong to Tarpany at some point. But yeah, like if you're doing can't think of a better upgrade than Gula to Haas, man.
No, I think like 833K. It's a lot. 844. So 843. Sorry, it's a lot to pay, but you need Haas. Like,
especially when he's starting to become like a decent. Like he's not the top captain choice every week, but he's like maybe your second, third, fourth.
Like, I think these first 6 weeks, he's the top captain for me because you just want the base. You want the safety net kind of thing. You're not going to win SuperCoach in the next couple of weeks. But you can definitely put yourself out if you captain a Walsh and he gets a HIA early on or something.
I think it depends also where you are, right? Like for someone like me that's at lounging around at 24K, I can't afford to captain Haas every week because I'm not going to move.
Yeah, exactly. You're trying to get that upside to move up early. So that way you've got that little safe weeks when you need it.
Exactly right. But like Charity, someone like you, top 3K, if you want to make sure you stick where you are, like I'd be captaining Haas almost every other week.
Yeah, like the fact you're in the top 3K without Haas it's impressively lucky.
It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
Like, hang on. So the top 1%. Okay. Top 1%, Haas is 98.5% owned.
Yeah, well.
Like, yeah.
Charity and like 24 others somehow managed to weasel their way in there.
Like top 5, because I'm sitting about 3-ish K as well. And in the top 5%, Haas is 96.9% owned. That's you, Charity. I want you to realize that is you.
All right.
Yeah.
Do we got anything else to talk about before we wrap this up?
I wouldn't say so, mate. I do want to say, has the cash cow word been said?
Yes, it has. All right.
Okay.
If you've made it this far and you haven't figured it out yet, I'll give you a clue. I said something about a Tigers player. Go watch it. I want to give the money away, so stop bloody missing the phrase and chuck in the Discord.
I know who the player was. I just don't remember the phrase. Might have to replay this after.
Charity, if you say the phrase, you owe me $50. Cool. All right.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on this fine night. A bit of a short pod tonight. Again, it's a very simple week for a lot of us. Number one priority, get Jenkins in. And Pierce, yes, this audio does go on Spotify, so this will be uploaded in about half an hour after the pod. Goes straight up on Spotify, so you can listen to it if you're in the gym, if you're in the car. Look, whenever I need a good motivation, I listen to a pod that I've been on, and I listen to what I said I'm not going to do, even though my gut tells me to. I get the biggest pump out after. It just works. All right, Holden, thank you for joining us, mate. I do have one question for you. Top scoring player this week.
Oh, shit. Campbell. I reckon Campbell.
Yeah. Do you reckon 120 range?
I reckon, I reckon 120 plus.
Oh, okay. I like that. I'm going to go Payne Haas up against the Tigers pack. I'm going to say he gets a 130. I'm saying
R.I.P.
130.
Tigers.
R.I.P. Tigers. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We have the SC Hub. Do not pay attention to Charity's comments. We will see you all next week. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy your footy.